everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome to the channel. My name is Michelle Expert and I hope that you're going to enjoy all the content that is on this channel. So today's video is basically a thought I've had for quite some time, and it really rounded up by a conversation I recently had with someone. So just to give you a little brief of what it is, I was talking to somebody that I interviewed for my podcast. And it was a young, beautiful, amazing woman that's doing really great things. And one of the things she asked me was, do you ever fear that the will of God might be something, like the will of God for your life might be something that you don't want to do, or something that is painful to you, or might just be a huge sacrifice for you? And I answered, and I really do believe that I gave her like a really fruitful answer, but it also had me thinking about a lot of people that are constantly feeling like they're in the rut of finding their purpose, and also the fear of what if God's purpose is not what I want to do? What if God's purpose is something completely different? And I just wanted to film this video, especially as part of Vlogmas, to have that conversation with you. If you are somebody that has been struggling with that kind of thought process, I hope that this video is going to kind of help you. So here's my belief, right? And this is from what I've seen in the Word of God, and this is from what I've seen as a testimony in other people's lives and a testimony in my lives as well. And that is the fact that the will of God will never be anything outside of who you are and the things that is placed in you. Like, if you don't know how to sing and you don't know, you're not a vocalist, you're not a performer, God's will for your life will not be forcing you to learn how to sing when you don't have the voice to sing. Do you get what I mean? And that is something that I've learned, that God's will or God's purpose for our lives is always aligned with who we are at the core of ourselves. We talk about following the breadcrumbs. We talk about being able to see the things that God has been doing in your life over the years. And I want to let you know that the purpose that God has for you is not something new that you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, well, I need to be an actor, and you've never acted, you never even thought about it because you believe that's what God's will for your life is. I really believe that God's will for your life has already been in progress in your life, even if it's been in small percentages that haven't been noticeable. But if you sit down and you look at the things that you've done, and you look at, let's say, the jobs that you've had, the conversations that you've had quite a lot with a lot of people, the things that you enjoy doing, you will realize that they are there. Like, when I look back at my life, I remember I've told the story to a very few people that when I was young and I was in primary school, I think, I used to like put stones and get chalk from school, and I used to have like a cardboard, and I would teach, like I would just speak to stones and teach them absolutely gibberish. But when I look back and I look at where my career and where I believe God is taking me to, it is aligned with what God is doing in my life and what I believe is the purpose that He has for me. And I say that to say that it was always there. It's not something new that I woke up with and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. It's outside of my character. It's just that I've never known before. It's something that has always been with me. What I do believe that is difficult within following the purpose and the will of God in your life is the process. Mainly because we don't usually have the process lined up. So look at Joseph, for instance, in the Bible. God reveals to him that he's going to be King of Kings and he's going to be this amazing person, and he tells it to his brothers. But at that time, what was hard for Joseph was the process to get him to that point. It wasn't the fact that he was going to become that person, because that person was already within him. His father gave him a coat of many colors already. And if you can look into his life, and I think if he can look into his life as well, there are tracks that showed that he had greatness and that he had these qualities that were really amazing, but it wasn't absolutely new. Again, you look at David, right? You look at somebody who was already in the battlefield with animals. He was just placed in the battlefield with nations, but it was already within him. And that's why even stepping into the purpose for him wasn't as difficult and it wasn't as stretching, mainly because there was already a seed that was laid in his life that said that this is where he is supposed to be. So I need you to realize that whatever God has for you and whatever purpose that God has for you, the seed already exists. Somebody does not need to plant a seed. You don't have to dream about this. You don't have to watch a YouTube video to get the seed. The seed is already there, but it's about how do we recognize the seed enough to begin to water it. And sometimes that watering process is what is difficult, because watering that seed means that you have to remove all the other weeds around it. And sometimes the weeds are what we have put our identity as. Sometimes the weeds are the things that we have decided are our purpose for our lives, or the things that we think that we enjoy, the things that don't call us to become better, the things that don't want us to really, or that don't require us rather to step up so much. And that is the process. And also sometimes watering that seed means that people might think that we are changing our identity, or people might think that we're pivoting and we're becoming different people. But that is all because we are walking within, watering the seed that already exists. So we need to stop feeling like we are waiting for our purpose to land in our hearts and in our minds, and eventually we're going to be fine. That does not exist. Your purpose, the seed of your purpose already is within you. And what you need now to do is to seek God, for God to reveal that seed to you and help you begin to water it so that you can start walking that purpose. I hope that makes sense to somebody. I hope that it speaks to somebody in some way, because this is something that a lot of people are struggling with, that can give people a lot of anxiety, because I don't know who told us that, God is this Father that makes us want to do the most uncomfortable things ever. Growth is uncomfortable. You having to step up to your purpose and really be, let's say, the word I'm looking for, it's like really be the best version of yourself for your purpose, might be stretching, might be uncomfortable, but it's not the purpose that is uncomfortable. It's the process. And when you surrender to the process, and when you keep in mind what the end result of the process is, it becomes easier for you to ensure, to learn, and to grow within that process as well. So I hope that this video spoke to somebody. I hope that it made you feel a bit more lighter. I hope that it really cleared something up a little bit as far as you beginning to plan for your coming year, and you walking into what God is going to do for you in the coming year, because I believe God's got amazing things, stored for us, but we just need to open ourselves up to what God has. So thank you so much for watching this video. If it did speak to you, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section below. Have you been struggling with something like this? Are you feeling a little bit anxious about your purpose? And did this video help you at all? Let me know. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys are having a beautiful weekend. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.